question's been posed to me, and I get asked this all the time. Do I have to use the union lawyer that my company said I have to use when I've been hurt at work? And the answer is absolutely 100% no. And I'm going to tell you an interesting story about that in a second. But the reason that answer is no is because you, as an injured worker, have the absolute right to choose whoever you want to choose as a lawyer. And you should certainly choose the lawyer that you are most comfortable with, that you think is most capable of handling the claim. And that may be the lawyer that represents your union or that your union is recommending. They're fantastic guys that have those connections. And it may not be. I'm not connected with a union in any way, nor do I want to be necessarily tied into any one particular entity. I like to be just completely neutral and independent. So you're not required to do that at all. Choose whoever you want. But people think when the shop steward comes to them that, well, I better do this or else. And that's completely a bad way of thinking. So, for example, here's what happens in reality, and I'm a very real, practical attorney. What really happens in these cases is a guy gets hurt on a construction site, and typically these guys get hurt very badly. It's really sad, and they're really disabled and know that they're not going to be returning to work anytime soon. And so this guy's lying in the hospital, worried about his family, worried about paying his bills and his mortgage and things like that. And along comes the shop steward, who of course knows he's hurt. And typically what happens, this is a story I've heard many times, the shop steward shows up at the hospital with a couple of union guys, and they feel terrible about what happened, and they say, wow, the boys took up a collection for you. They know you're going to be in the hospital, and they give them a bag of the money they collected allegedly from $20 from everybody down at the shop that feels bad for them. And I'm sure all of their coworkers obviously do feel horrible when somebody gets hurt. But what you'll see happen is somebody showing up at the hospital. I don't know who it is, let's say. They show up at the hospital with the bag. The boys took up a collection for you. Here it is. And it's a bag full of money, which is fine if it was donated in that way. But then the suggestion is made quite strongly, please contact our union lawyer. Well, if you think about that, it sounds like a movie scene, right? But it is oftentimes reality. And so this poor guy in the hospital bed with a catastrophic or debilitating injury is in tears that everybody took up this collection for him, and it is also given this suggestion that this is the lawyer you probably should use. And based on all of those things, he oftentimes goes with that lawyer. Now, again, that may very well be a great lawyer to handle the case. Maybe not. But we see that kind of that story play out, that movie-like story play out. It happens all the time.